I was fastening the clasp of my small silver necklace, the only thing I owned that actually felt like mine, when Kayla barged into my room without knocking. She never knocked. She acted like the entire house was her stage and everyone else was just background noise. She was already dressed in a sparkly gold dress, hair curled, heels on, makeup caked so heavily it looked like a mask. She scanned my neck, her eyes narrowing like a predator who'd finally spotted prey she thought had escaped. "Give me that," she said, stepping closer, her voice sharp enough to slice skin. "Please subscribe to our channel and tell us in comments from where you're watching this video." I shook my head before I could stop myself. "No, it's the only nice thing I have. Dad gave it to me." She scoffed so loudly it cut me off. "Dad gave it to you because he felt pity," she snapped. "The necklace belongs on someone who actually matters at the party." I stepped back, clutching the necklace like it was air I needed to breathe. "Kayla, please, I don't want to—" She didn't care about my words. She never had. She lunged and grabbed the chain, yanking it so hard it dug into the back of my neck. I stumbled, but I kept my hand over the pendant. "Stop! You're hurting me!" That only made her smile. "Oh, good. Pain suits you." Before I could react, she shoved me hard. My knees hit the wooden floor and my palms slapped down to protect my face. I didn't even have time to lift my head before she stepped forward and planted her heel right on the side of my face. Her entire weight pressed into my cheekbone, forcing my head flat against the floor. I gasped, a hot wave of humiliation flooding through me. The floor smelled like dust and old mop water, and her heel was digging so deep I felt the shape of it imprint into my skin. I tried to push up, but she ground down harder. "Stay down," she hissed. "This is where trash belongs." My breath shook, rage mixing with a sick kind of helpless panic. My fingers scraped against the floor, reaching for anything, some kind of balance, some kind of dignity, but she pressed harder. Then I heard the softest laugh. Not Kayla's, Mom's. She was leaning against the doorway with her arms crossed, watching like it was entertainment. "Honey," Mom said casually, "if she doesn't want to give you the necklace, just take it. It's not like she gives anything useful to this family anyway." Kayla laughed. "See? Mom agrees." I dug my nails into the floor as if holding on to the boards would keep me from falling apart. "Mom, please." She waved a hand at me like she was shooing away an annoying dog begging for scraps. "Oh, stop whining. If you're not going to contribute something worthwhile, at least let your sister look good tonight." "Don't be selfish." Selfish. That word cut deeper than Kayla's heel. Kayla crouched down, still keeping her foot pinned to my face. She tugged at the necklace again, the chain slicing across the back of my neck. "You hear that? You're not even good enough to keep things. You don't deserve anything pretty." I choked back the anger, the shame, the fire burning behind my eyes. "No." Kayla's heel froze. "What did you say?" I said, "No." She shoved harder, grinding my face into the floor so hard my lips mashed against wood. "Wrong answer." Mom laughed again, louder this time. "For once," she said, "just give her something useful. You've been dead weight since the day you were born." My stomach twisted, my throat tightened, my eyes burned hotter than anything I could explain. Hearing your own mother say something like that, it breaks something inside you that never fully repairs. Kayla tugged again, the chain finally snapping at the back. She lifted her foot off my face like she was done wiping something disgusting off her shoe. When I pushed myself up, my cheek was burning red, my lip bleeding, the broken necklace hanging in her hand. She dangled it in front of me mockingly. "You're lucky I didn't step harder. I could have ruined your face completely." Mom smirked. "It's not like it would make much difference." They walked away laughing, Kayla already putting the necklace around her own throat like she'd won something. I sat on the floor, trembling, not just from pain but from the humiliation of being treated like an object, a tool, an afterthought. I stared at the doorway long after they disappeared. Something inside me shifted that moment. Not quietly, not softly. More like a crack, a split, where years of humiliation leaked out and something sharper, stronger replaced it. This wasn't going to be another moment I swallowed, not another bruise I pretended didn't exist, not another story where they did what they wanted and walked away clean. I wiped the blood from my lip, and I stood up. The house suddenly felt smaller, my breathing steadier, my thoughts colder. They thought pressing my face into the floor would keep me there. They had no idea what they had just awakened. For the rest of the evening, I sat in my room holding the broken chain in my shaking hand. Every time I blinked, I saw Kayla's heel pressing my face into the dirty floor. Every time I swallowed, I heard Mom's voice. "Give something useful for once." Those words replayed like a curse, but the thing that gutted me deepest wasn't the slap of Kayla's foot or Mom's laughter. It was the way they walked away without a second thought, fully convinced I would stay silent, stay obedient, stay beneath them. They had no idea what was coming. The next morning, I tried to avoid them. My cheek was bruised purple, the shape of Kayla's heel stamped into my skin like a brand. When my son, Liam, saw me, he froze. "Mom, who did that to your face?" I didn't want to tell him. He was 9. A child shouldn't have to understand betrayal like this. But he looked at me, with those worried eyes full of more care than my entire family had ever shown me. So, I exhaled. It was an accident, I lied. He didn't believe me. Kids always feel the truth even when adults hide it. Before I could say more, Mom barged into the kitchen. She took one look at my bruised face and rolled her eyes. "For God's sake, stop being dramatic. You bruised that easily? Maybe try having thicker skin for once." Liam flinched at her tone. He stepped in front of me like he could protect me from someone twice his size. "Don't talk to my mom like that!" Mom's eyebrows shot up. "Oh look, the stray grows teeth." I grabbed Liam's shoulders gently, pulling him back. "Go to your room, sweetheart." He shook his head. "But she—" "Please." He hesitated, then walked away slowly, looking back at me with fear in his eyes. Fear that I wasn't safe with my own parents. The moment he left, Mom smirked. "You're raising him to be as useless as you. Congratulations." My fists curled. I wanted to scream, to shove her, to finally let out every buried scream from the last 25 years, but instead, I walked past her. She hated that more than anything, being ignored. Behind me, she called out, "Your sister looked beautiful at the party last night. The necklace really suits her, better than it ever suited you." I didn't turn around, but my jaw locked so tight it ached. When I got to the living room, Kayla was on the couch, scrolling through her phone, sipping iced coffee like she hadn't assaulted me the night before. The necklace she stole hung around her throat. She looked up and smirked. "Oh, good morning, floor mat." I said nothing. Silence, I learned, scared them more than yelling. Kayla tilted her head, studying me. "Still upset about the necklace? You should thank me. I gave it a better life." I walked down the hall, ignoring her laughter, my mind spinning with a new kind of clarity. They thought I'd break. They thought I'd run. They thought I'd stay exactly where they kept me. But for the first time in years, I didn't feel like the weak one. I felt focused, sharp, still angry, yes, but in a way that felt controlled, calculated. Liam came out of his room after a few minutes, quiet and watching me closely. "Mom, are we staying here forever?" His voice cracked on the last word. I knelt in front of him, cupping his cheeks. "No," I said softly. "Not forever." He wrapped his arms around my neck, burying his face into me like he'd been holding his fear for too long. "I hate how they treat you," he whispered. "I hate how they treat me." My heart squeezed painfully, but beneath that pain, something stronger settled. Resolve. I wasn't going to let my son grow up believing this was normal. I wasn't going to let him see me shrink again. And I sure as hell wasn't going to let my parents keep their power. I just didn't know yet how I'd take it back. The turning point came 3 days later. It was supposed to be a normal morning. Me cooking eggs, Liam packing his school bag. Kayla strutted into the kitchen, late for work, but still acting like she owned the air. She tossed her empty coffee cup at me. "Throw that away, and don't mess up the kitchen. I invited my friends over tonight. They don't need to smell poverty. Before I could answer, Liam muttered under his breath, "You're disgusting." Kayla spun around. "What did you say?" I stepped between them. "Leave him alone." She smirked, eyes glittering. "Looks like the stray learned attitude from his mother." Then she reached down, so fast I didn't see it coming, and grabbed Liam's backpack, hurling it across the kitchen. His notebooks spilled, pencils scattered everywhere. "Pick that up," Kayla said to him. "You don't deserve nice things if you talk back." Something inside me snapped. A coldness I had been holding in for years finally broke its chains. "That's enough," I said, stepping forward. Kayla raised an eyebrow. "What are you gonna do? Cry? Again?" I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I didn't flinch. I just stared at her in a way she'd never seen. Her smirk faltered. Behind me, Liam whispered, "Mom?" I knelt beside him, picking up his notebooks carefully, placing each pencil back in the case. Then I kissed the top of his head. "Go to school," I said softly. "I'll handle everything here." He searched my eyes for a long moment, then nodded slowly. But as he walked toward the door, he whispered one last thing. "Please, don't let them win." I didn't plan on it. And the moment the door closed behind him, I stood up straighter, smoother, calmer than I had in years. Kayla looked unsettled. "What's with your face? You look creepy." But I wasn't creepy. I was awake, and for the first time in my life, truly dangerous, because now I wasn't just fighting for me. I was fighting for Liam. Mom entered the kitchen then, tying her robe, already annoyed. "What's with all the noise? Did the stray drop something again?" Kayla smirked. "Oh, you missed it. Our little punching bag finally grew a spine." Mom snorted. "Please, she's only brave when she forgets what happens when she opens her mouth." I turned to face them both, and with absolute calm I said, "You're right. I did forget. But I remember now, and you're going to remember me." Their laughter died instantly, because something in my voice, something in my eyes, finally told them. The girl on the floor was gone, and the woman standing in front of them was done being their victim. Mom and Kayla didn't even notice I was gone the next morning. They thought I'd gone to work early. They thought everything would reset like always. They thought the doormat would crawl back into place. Instead, they walked into a police officer standing in the living room. Kayla froze mid-step. Mom's smile died instantly. "What's going on?" Mom demanded. I stepped out from behind the officer, calm in a way that scared even me. "I told the truth," I said. "All of it." The officer lifted his clipboard. "We received a report of physical assault, child endangerment, and unlawful intimidation. We have video evidence provided by the complainant." Kayla's eyes widened. "Video? What video?" "The one I recorded," I said, lifting my phone. "You pressed my face into the floor. Mom encouraged it. You both thought it was funny enough to replay in your heads. Now someone else gets to replay it." Mom lunged forward. "You filthy traitor!" The officer blocked her. "Ma'am, step back. You're being detained for questioning." A second squad car arrived. Neighbors stood outside watching. Mom's face drained of all color when she realized how many eyes were on her. She hated witnesses more than guilt. Kayla started crying ugly, angry tears. "You're ruining my life." "No," I said quietly. "I'm just refusing to let you ruin mine." She reached for me, maybe to grab my hair again, maybe to claw my face. But the officer caught her wrist. "Miss, put your hands behind your back." Mom's voice cracked as they read her rights. She's exaggerating. It wasn't." The officer cut in. "There is nothing to exaggerate. The evidence is clear." I didn't yell. I didn't gloat. I didn't smirk. I just stood still, letting it finally be their turn to panic. Kayla was shoved gently into the back of the car, still screaming. Mom tried begging, then cursing, then crying, then threatening. None of it mattered. The doors shut on all of it. When the cars pulled away, the street went quiet. My heart felt strangely steady. For once, I wasn't shaking. For once, I wasn't apologizing. For once, They weren't walking away clean. I walked back inside the empty house, exhaled slowly, and whispered to myself, I'm done being their floor. And I left that house without looking back, this time with both my dignity and my future in my hands, not theirs. Please subscribe to our channel and tell us in comments from where are you watching this video.